Hi there, welcome to Fridays on Unprotected 6. I am, of course, the Friday host, Kellen. Let's see, a little bit of introduction about myself, a little ASL, if you will. Let's see, I'm 20 years old, I'm male, male. My location, I live in Arlington, Texas. It's kind of mashed up between Dallas, Texas and Fort Worth, Texas. I'm sure you've heard of Dallas, Texas, there was a show after all. So yeah, not much else really about me. I'm kind of intense, not so funny. So I'm kind of nervous about making helping out with this channel because not really my forte. I'm not much with the sharing and the making sense and the sentence structure and all that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So on to questions. Victoria's question was what our favorite sex position was, or is, I guess. My favorite sex position is probably cowgirl style. I guess you can try to figure that out by yourself. That's kind of really embarrassing to say, but I guess it's the truth, and that's the point of the channel. So Rob is asking us where we'd like to travel. I've lived all over the world. I was born in Denver, Colorado. I've lived in a place called Katy, Texas. It's kind of west of Houston, a little bit, if you know where Houston is. It's west of Houston, and I've lived there a lot of times in my life, but I've lived so many different places that it's really kind of a chopped up experience. So I lived in Denver, moved to Katy, Texas, then I moved to Perth, Australia. That's in Western Australia, if anybody of you know. Moved back to Katy, Texas, moved to Cairo, Egypt, in Africa. Then back here to Katy, Texas, then up to Calgary, Alberta in Canada to help my parents, situate themselves up there. And then finally, that was my college year starting, and I went to Arlington, Texas, where I reside today. So I've really seen a lot of the world in my travels. We've always taken vacations to places in Europe and just seen a lot of the world already. So it's kind of hard to say where I'd want to travel. I like experiencing new things, so I always feel like there's more to learn and more to see. So I'd really like to travel anywhere. Antarctica is kind of one of my dream goals, but that's really not feasible because I don't like freezing to death. That's not fun. So I guess I'll say Antarctica, as a kind of a dream destination someday, And let's see, Todd didn't ask a question. Poor Todd, he gets picked on so much, I really have no idea why. Let's see, Mark asked, what kind of camera do we use to make our videos? And if if it isn't obvious for whatever reason, I'm using an iSight, which came with this MacBook that I'm using. Isn't it? It's pretty if you could see it, but you're a camera, so you can't see it. Yeah, it's a MacBook, which means I am an Apple fan, kind of. But I'm actually a bigger proponent of the Linux system, Linux-based system, Ubuntu. And here's a link for you. Linkage, that should work. Okay, and he also asked, why are we part of the channel? I kind of accepted the offer because I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to open up more with the world and just kind of be a more public person. Because for most of my life, I don't really share things because I can deal with most things by myself, and that's kind of what I'd rather do. But it also leaves me sort of closed off and kind of in my own little world a lot of the time. So I'd like to kind of change it up a little bit, and we'll see if I can get a little less nervous speaking to the idea of people or just speaking in general, because not so great at it. But yeah, that's everyone's question. Now on to my question. Okay, so what character, or I guess if there's a force in a book or a novel, a story, or a written word story, what character would you want to be? That's my question. My answer is that I would be Perrin Ibarra from the Wheel of Time series. If you have not read it, you should go read it right now. It's I think at least 12 books now that are just humongous, like big books, kind of tiny font, but they're great reads. Of course, in any series, there's a few slower ones, a few better ones, a few worse ones, but they're all worth the read. You should definitely do yourself a favor and go read those. That's kind of a quick introduction, I guess. So I thought I'd share with you one of my deepest and truest loves. These are goldfish, and we've been together for about 20 years. And our relationship's really deepened over time. We've gone through different flavors, kind of things to spice life up. There was that pepperoni phase, and then there was real cheddar, but really the whole grain variety of our relationship it's flourished, hence the huge box that I've devoured in about 4 days. So yeah, and do an extra one. What food do you love? In a very unhealthy way. Unhealthy. Like horrible, why am I eating this kind of way? Just, tell me. But that's really about it. Okay, so that's the end of my video. I'll have topics next week because I want to do topics because I'm not funny. So I'm gonna, bring the serious to the channel. A little, topic time with Kellen. But that's about it. Just being silly. So rate, comment. Don't rate it horribly, please. Oh God, don't rate me horribly. That's it. I'm wearing glasses now because I actually wear glasses. I just thought I'd share that with you. It makes weird glare though. I'm freaky and stalking all y'all because I am. But yeah, so I actually wear glasses. I'm getting contacts soon. Hey, look, I can't see. It's pretty horrible. That's why I was staring at the edge of the screen before. It's, kind of embarrassing. But that's about it. Please rate, subscribe, comment, everything you can do to get the word out about our channel, Unprotected 6. Unprotected 6. Jeez, that's hard to say. Yeah, get the word out. And I will be talking to y'all next Friday.